Hello, Simon.
Hello.
We are up in the mountains in Switzerland. You are a filmmaker, films that get awards. You are an environmentalist, and also there you got an award, the German Conservation Award. You have a movement, heart project, Abenteuer Schwarzwald. So you came on Forbes 30 under 30. Why are you so successful?
That's a really a big question, because what means success? When I was 20 years old, I was striving, to become the best photographer and the best filmmaker and win all the awards. What has always been more important to me than success was making a difference or having a purpose in what I'm doing. That's why I really enjoy working in those fields that I'm working in, which is really mostly about trying to protect nature with the work that I do, and trying to create a more just world by the documentaries that I make about migration and integration of people. So this project Abenteuer Schwarzwald and the Young Explorers in the Black Forest, it exists for over 10 years now. And it started in 2014 when a friend of mine and me, we went and they founded a new national park in Baden-Württemberg called the Black Forest National Park. So our idea was to make a film about it, of course. And then we came up with this project idea of filming and photographing the first 4 seasons in the national park.
Ah, that's it.
And then we spent 1 entire year basically going to the national park every month, filming the change of the seasons and photographing and everything. And even though it's protected by law, it's something that you can always see in the history, that when there's an economic crisis, the protection of nature becomes less important, and nature is seen as a natural resources that you can just help yourself from. And I think it's especially important to connect young people with nature, so they, that's our future, so they also understand why they are important to have.
What would you point at the most important of your traits that brought you forward? It's courage, it's empathy, it's resilience. What do you lean on?
I wouldn't say it's courage, but maybe it's the lack of fear. A friend once told me, what's the worst thing that can go wrong? And that's always what I ask myself when I try out a new project. And I'm always trying to play in my head, if this fails, I maybe lose 2 months of my life, or it'll be 2 months later, but I'll still be at the same place as I was before. But if I don't try, I'll be in the same place for the next 5 years.
When you try to inspire young people, do you give them advice?
I try not to give advice. I never went to study. I just went to start my business after high school. I went to my parents and I told them I would like to try to be a filmmaker for 1 year. And if I fail, I will go study. When I was 18, I asked a really successful entrepreneur if he would recommend it to me. He doesn't know if he would recommend it to me, but for sure if I start with it, I will never go back.
So dealing with all, trying to have a meaningful life, to have a bigger purpose, you have sort of a utopia or a vision, the ideal world could be, should be.
Especially, I think, if speaking environmentally, socially, I think I would love to live in a more just world. And I think one of the most important ways to change that, to live in a world where nature is better off, where we have less wars, we have fairer ways of migration. One of the best ways to change that is to have more women in powerful positions. I'm not saying like if women rule the world, it's a better place like entirely, but I think just the fact that there's so many more men in powerful positions and to where this has brought us at the moment with, you know, like a lot of wars and crises also going on. I certainly think that a more balanced gender in those decision-making positions would actually change a lot.